Let's talk about control for a few minutes, shall we? Hey, this is Joanne Francis, and I want to take a few minutes of time to share with you some insight on one of the biggest factors. Well, actually, there's so many big ones that you'll just have to stay tuned. But for one of the biggest factors and significant changes that I made personally that allowed for me to really truly let go of quite a bit of weight that I had been carrying around for a number of years. And that actually truly is letting go of the simple fact, are you ready? The simple fact that I have zero control over anything in this world except for myself. I know, we've all been told that. We've all been told and raised, and we've all been pretty successful. But what I want to share with you is the point of difference about what it truly means to let things go. And that is that we've been trained and raised, the majority of us, if not all of us, of adult consciousness, if you will, that we've been trained to take, I can't control that. I'm just going to put it over here and leave it alone. And that actually has been very useful. But now we need to understand and go deeper and learn about why we feel we need to have the control that we think we had, that we knew we can't have, that now we're shoving under the rug. Does that make sense? We have to understand how this grasp of control truly operates within us. And I'll share this story because I think it's a good one that will explain it. And so I have an individual who is just such a lovely person, and really truly, I only have lovely people gracing my chair. When I've had anything other than nice people in my chair, they got the boot, okay? Because that's just not how I operate. In fact, one of the archetypal behaviors or patterns, if you will, that we all share is one that signals and symbolizes that I will not sell my soul in order for a buck. And so that's how I have operated for 40 years. And so this beautiful, lovely person that has graced my chair was venting about work, and she was speaking again, and it was a story that had gone on for, a number of appointments because it was her job, it was her career. And so this particular day, she was talking about the boss above her sending her these emails that were driving her crazy because A, there wasn't much she could do about them at the time because she had a stack of emails already. And B, that it just didn't make any sense in what she felt was the big picture. And to throw more icing on that cake, if you will, she has desires of the same job that that individual also had. And so as she's venting, which of course is a really great thing, I'm glad that people feel comfortable that they're allowed to let go in that way. I am actually hearing the fact that she is reaching for and grasping for, or striving for, if you will. No, striving is not the right word. That she has been grasping for some type of control over this individual that she has none over. And so as I began to explain it to her, it kind of went like this. And I have to, in some instances, you do understand, I do have to kind of gently push back at the individual, because something that I know about myself is that I see the obvious when others do not. And I know it's true for me that when we as human beings, when we are so attached emotionally to a subject or to an event or something, the more extreme the emotions we're feeling, then, and the more time we spend, the more we will not see the obvious. And so as she's telling me that this boss has got to stop sending these emails to her, I asked her this one question. Why do you think you have control over your boss? Your boss is simply doing their job like you are doing yours. And what we have to understand is that, okay, so they sent you an email and it's to go on top of all the other tasks that you are supposed to do. And oh, by the way, you also know that all of the stuff that you are now doing with that list of, or with that file of emails, is actually potentially raising them up the corporate ladder and not you. And so that is fueling and feeding you, right? Into this way, reasons why you feel you've got some type of control. And let me tell you, I could be here for days and days and days and days and tell you story upon story, which I probably will, of all these ways and means that you think you've got control over people and you have absolutely none. So when you are at your most frustrated, like that particular first client that I started this story with, that is when you should say, wait a minute, and step back and look at yourself. Not them. Look at yourself. What is going on with you? And if you're not really sure, then stay tuned. Take my classes, Archetypally Yours, and you will begin to understand yourself so that you can actually let go of control that you didn't even know you were holding on to. And that is when you begin to let go of the negative emotions that are stored in your body. And that is when you are able to let go of additional weight and worry and anything else that is preventing you from living and being joyful and having a true sense of well-being that can effortlessly rule and influence your day, not just your life, but your day, that will effortlessly influence your life, let alone your day by day.